So you may recall that I have a screw up to fix after the last video when the glue up didn't work out for me when I glued the twisted outer pieces to the foot. So I cut them off with a flush cut saw that leaves a small kerf and doesn't remove too much of those outer pieces, because obviously I need them if these legs are going to be close to the same length, close enough to tune up anyway. And then I clean up the foot and drill out the dowels, being careful to do the drilling in the center so they stay in the same place so everything still lines up again when I go to do the glue up properly. And the same for the outer pieces as well, of course. So skipping some steps and jumping right to the glue up, since it's all repetitive from the last video, I go ahead and glue up the remaining 3 legs so that they're permanently in place. And we can watch it get dark at still about 4:45 here in Minnesota. And now it's time to work on the top. Before installing the slats, I fine-tuned them, sanded, sort of refined them because it was easier to do before putting them in place. Now, to hold the rails at a constant separation, I put a board and clamp so that didn't move around. And in order to keep the slats centered, I wrapped a string thread thing around the outside, and the pieces are tapered to give just a small separation in between the slats. And I go ahead and try to tension this, although I have no knot tying merit badge, so this is a rather ugly affair, but it worked. Then I set the string so that it's a constant height and just above the bottom of where the slats are going to be, so that I can use it to make sure that they're centered. I just use a few dabs of CY glue. I don't need good coverage. They stick in place pretty well even without the glue. So I just need a little bit, and I'm trying to avoid squeeze out here because with 48 of these, it's just a lot of work to get cleaned up if I have squeeze out going all over the place. And I just eyeball this, and that gets me within a millimeter, which is close enough. And I had to do a bit of planing on these to get them to fit into the recesses that are cut for them, because the wood's moved around and swelled a little bit, and it's hard to get those things perfect. Here you can see it come together, and from this angle you can see how the curve changes as a result of the router jig that I used in the progressively changing angle. And there's it finished. So it's getting very close. I need to sand and shape and finesse it before the finish goes on, but it's getting very close, folks. Pretty exciting. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks a lot.